dev time. Gonna be getting an hour of devin, hopefully. Hopefully at least. I'm just getting set up here. Ba, ba, ba. Yep, okay, we are live. Sound is a bit quiet. Actually, it's... There we go. Okay. That should be good. All right. We don't have much left before we are done with stage one. I've got 2 tasks to do. One of them is very simple. We're going to create a class component. And I've been looking at this and thinking, we need a leveling component. It might be good to put the leveling component in here. It might be good to put the experience component and a leveling component in the class component. Some refactoring may happen. What we're making is not final, but what we're making should be flexible. All of these are going to need to interface because when you're leveling, you're getting bonuses according to your class, and we're unlocking abilities and stuff according to your class. So we need to know what the class is, and leveling needs to know how much experience you have to know when to level. Yeah. We are going to make... This should not be a... This should be a scene, actually. Making 2D GTA in Godot. Nice. Like the classic GTA. GTA 1, GTA 2. Attach this. Okay, and then we move this to scripts. All right, now I think we name this to... I think this is just going to be an enum. I've always planned this on being very simple. It's just going to be an enum and maybe a get class. You specify this on character creation, and then that's it. You're stuck with it forever. Or we make a new character. Let me just... Okay, we're setting the class name. It's unfortunate that I'm calling this the class component. Just make sure. Yeah, I call them classes. And that makes sense. Can we name enums? Oh, shoot. I can't call it that. Job. Oh, shoot. I have the sound on this device. That's weird. I thought I had that off. Turning that off. Okay. Ooh, I was hearing myself. We could just rename, we could refactor everything to job component. Because class is a reserved variable. Or it's not a variable, it's a reserved keyword. All right, we're set. We just need to define the... I'm just have 2 classes, Ranger and Mage Blade. We need to have a, what is it called? Bubble button on the main menu. Save that, and then we add it to the player. Just, I don't know what I did. That should have worked. Oh, this is a script. I meant to add this. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just screw something up? Oh, yes, I did. Undo that. Okay, I have to check to make sure all these scripts are correct. That's health component, combat component, mover component, inventory component, hunger, light, magic, stamina, and that one's correct. Okay. There we go. We want to initialize this when we are spawning the player. I don't entirely know how to do that. So we go to main. Okay, first of all, save. We go to main. We say, hello, I'm a player. Player gets spawned in the network UI. I wrote all this. How do I not know? On client pressed. We need to be able to pass in spawn player. The easy thing to do would just to create a multiplayer synchronizer. And when I say create, I mean I could just turn the job component into a multiplayer synchronizer and then just synchronize that variable. But it doesn't ever change. So I should be able to set it on spawn when I'm hitting. Okay, so when I'm, let's go to the main menu UI. We've got a join game button. When we press it, what are we getting? Start client player name.text. Okay. I need to be able to, I should be able to pass in more than just the name. Assert player name is an RPC. Okay. When we're starting the client, we should pure create client, assert player name. We need to also say the class name, the class enum. Doing this through RPC is more of a headache than just doing it through a synchronizer. Okay, when does the player get spawned? Oh, right here. When we're asserting the player name, what if we also assert the player's class? job enum. So when we call start client, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. We go to here. We need this to take in a job enum. And then we go to the spawner. Network player dot instantiate player dot get child. This, oh, I need to pass in the ID. No, get node. Okay. That should be there, good there. That means we just need to go here. This function is already set. We need to go here. On client pressed. Why do I have this twice? Is this in use anymore? Or did we... I don't want this to be here. But in any case, we need to, for main, define, what is this clicked on? What am I clicking on here? Oh, this is main menu, not main. So we're probably clicking on this one, and we're not clicking on this one. So what if we just comment this all out and click pass? Why does the editor fight me? We go back here. We need to define a new radio button. That's what it's called, a radio button. Let me go ahead and player name. Canvas group. Can't do that? All right. We'll just make this a control. Button. Check button. Okay, one of these is correct. Let's play the game, look at everything, and just find what we're looking for. Color picker? No. Menu? Pop-up menu? No. Option? I don't want an option. Okay, it's time to search. Godot radio button. Button group resource. Create 2 more checkbox nodes. Ensure toggle mode is checked. Oh, I can't believe I'm... This is what I want. Button group. Button group. Why is that not giving me what I'm looking for? Is that the class? Yeah. Oh, you know what? This would be better if this was a VBox. No, HBox. Yeah. Because that way I don't have to sort them out. Okay, now we need to figure out toggle mode. Yes. Button group. That's what I need. Okay, we need a new button group. That's all I had to do? Okay, what is this complaining about? Button group is intended to only be used with buttons that have toggle mode set to true. Hey, there we go. So, okay. Let me just continue reading. Ah, this is a signal. How do I assign this button group? Like, I get that it's in a button group, but how do I, like, is this button group the same as this button group? How do I do? I don't entirely understand what I'm doing, and that scares me. Let me just press play and see what happens. Oh, we can't do this. I need to get job buttons dot. Okay. Select one button in the inspector. Find the button group property in the base board. Select the drop down. New. Copy and paste the same button group resource into the button group slot. All the buttons. That's what I thought. Copy. That's not an option. Oh, there it is. It's at the bottom. Okay. Returns the currently selected pressed button node, or null if not. MyGroup.get pressed button. I'm gonna be surprised if this works, but let's try it. On some action. Okay, I need to assign that signal. Or do I? Actually, I don't. This is job buttons. Can I name this? Preloading internal resources is not supported. I don't. Is that correct? That seems sketchy, but you know what? We should be able to return pressed button.text. or match pressed button.text. Ranger return job component dot job dot ranger. This shouldn't be in caps, should it? Okay, and then we just on some action. Let's name that better. Get job button. Okay. This is just a string. I think I need to load this. We should set the default to be this one. Start dart pressed. Invalid type from spawn player. Cannot convert from I hate. Argument 2 from nil to int. Wait, where is this happening at? Okay, it's happening here. Now, why is that nil? That shouldn't be. Object null. All right. Great. Okay, so this is wrong, but how do I get the button group, Godot button group? Let's see, how do we do? Get pressed button. So this might be wrong. How do I get the button group? What is this? Oh yeah, easy. Just type export magic nonsense. Let's try, what's my group? It's a button group. This is a legitimate button group. So the action part is actually kind of correct. But if we call get pressed button, we're not getting any button. I don't, that, like, by default, we have this one, so doesn't make any sense. Okay. Export a button group variable and then use the inspector. Okay, I can do that. Did it. That was it. Let's verify that by actually seeing what button we've pressed. Ranger, good. Mage Blade, oh, but we crashed. We can't do this. Why is it passing in nil? Why is it erroring a million billion times? Oh, because it's dead. I see. But why did it pass nil? Hold on. What's the output again? Mage Blade. Oh, that's the problem. We're case sensitive. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we have a class, and just to verify it, I'm going to go into the player. Job 0, that's not right. It should be job 1. Yeah, why is this wrong? What? How did we goof this? Maybe it's correct on the client or on the server. I'm gonna guess this is the client. Okay, it's allowed to be wrong on the client. Okay, let's look at the server. It is correct. Okay, so it's set on the server, but not on the client. Okay. So when we're setting the in the spawner code, when we're setting the, that's not the spawner code. All of these, when we're setting the player name, that's not being replicated. Or is it that this is being replicated, but because this is not part of the player, this is not being replicated? Because my hope was that by setting it this way, we I don't know. Maybe we can replicate it. Is there any reason that the player string is replicating, but nothing else is? Like, why does this work, but this doesn't? Let me go to player.name. Are we setting this elsewhere? No, we're only setting it here. Name. We're using name everywhere. We do set player name here. Okay, I'm gonna go to the RPC. Let's try going here. Let's just comment this out and see what breaks. Something will break. Right. What broke? So on this, the player is named player. And on this, the player is named player. Okay. What if instead of that, I name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, so they're set correctly on this one. Okay, so the player object does propagate. Changing this does propagate, but changing this does not. Okay, let's just verify that behavior by going to the multiplayer spawner Godot. Look at the docs. When we spawn, return to custom spawn with data passed to spawn function. Oh, should I be calling spawn player? Or should I just be calling spawn and then setting the spawn function? Because that's how I did it for the other things. Like we have the spawn function and then we're setting that to this. We never set the spawn function. So it's entirely possible that like we're missing out on some core functionality of this thing. Yeah, because we can set the item position and we can set the... It's weird that I'm setting this like this because the items should have like a position component, shouldn't they? Yeah, they have a position component. So why am I setting the item position here instead of setting the item's position component? Hmm. Okay, how have I been getting away with it for mobs? I do the same thing. That's weird, because I'm pretty sure that does not like lock in with using a position component. Let me try. Okay, does this work right now? Yeah, this works right now. Okay, let me try, instead of setting things like this for mobs, let's set the mob.get node position component dot position. That should be the same behavior, but now we're using the component instead of. Do mobs not have a position component? How do I tell their position? I mean, it must be baked into the mover component, but I don't see how. Like, how is the position of this thing getting replicated? The only way that's possible is through this mover component, because there is a position synchronizer here, and this is a node 2D. Oh yeah, okay. So this is using the parent's position. Okay, so the way I had it before was fine. Why do I have this position component? Oh, you know what? You know what? This maybe doesn't contain the position. Yeah, this doesn't contain the position. This just synchronizes it. Okay, so the way I had it before was correct. I was correct before. Do not mess with the thing that's working. Don't do that. This is fine. But now I'm still left with the question. Okay, so this gets synchronized automatically through the power of magic. This gets synchronized. I mean, but that's a static. My guess, and this is just a guess, my guess is that when I affect a component, the component does not synchronize. And I want it to synchronize. So the easiest way to synchronize this would just be change type, multiplayer synchronizer. And then we go job. Pop. What, sub viewport? No. What? How did, what? No. so that will synchronize it. And this is not clean. I don't like this, but it works. It gets us past this. I don't like it because this should only be set on spawn and never change. And also, it's not actually working. Oh no, that is correct actually, because we did say we're a ranger. I want to be a mage blade because I don't want to be the default. And there it is. Let's make sure it's set on the client and the server. Yeah. Whatever. Get dropping back online. Let's do that. We need to enable the drop catcher when we start a drag, and then we need to disable it when we're done dragging. So I started this logic at some point. If I right click on this, it crashes. I would like this to not crash anymore. So I'm going to item. We're going to update this function. I only think we need to do this for items. I don't think we need to do this for anything else. We want to see who's using us. Actually, do we have that information already? Since this use function should be being called via RPC, item.use. This actually tells us, wait, what? Oh, we are passing the user into the mechanism. So we were already doing this for mechanisms. Weren't doing it for items. User is actor. We just need to do that. What is this event? Don't worry about it. All right, we gotta do this. Why is item broken? It shouldn't be broken, it should be working. Okay, don't get the collectible component, get the user. No. Okay, the rest of that should fall into place. I think I need to change in the RPC handler or use item command. No. Yeah. We need to target.use. That's giving us an item, right? Okay. Oops. Now we should be able to drink potions and eat from other people's inventory. We can't eat this. Oh, because we're full. Yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah, we are full. Okay, what was I doing? I was trying to get the dropper to work. So drag start. I need to be able to say drag finished. If I can do those two things, then we're good. So drag start is in the item inventory point. Yeah, get drag data, drag start. Notification drag end. That's perfect. How do I? Okay, so this is what I need. How do I use it? Where do I put this? So this is a node. This is a constant. Notification. So how do notifications work? Oh, this is perfect. Okay. Okay. I need to put this and this into my drop handler. Drop catcher. On notification drag begin, visible equals true. On notification drag end, visible equals false. We're done. How do I catch Godot? How do I catch a notification? Do I just have a notification function? Is that right? Int signal. I need to name this. What? Sure. This looks like. I actually want to take it a step further. Interesting, that's not a drag. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, perfect. We did it. Okay, great. Let's get this. I put code in here about drags. No, we don't need that. All right. Okay, so everything on this list is done. We've got the basic testable dungeon. I would like to just run through. And anytime I see a bug, I'm going to stop and fix it. And there's a lot to like work on. So first of all, this UI layer, I want the chat element to not be there. I'm just, oh, that's not correct. Please move the entire chat element, not just the corner of the chat element. Thank you. Put that in the corner. I can make the main menu appear. I would like the attack thing to be invisible until we actually make an attack. I'm gonna fix that now. Where is it? Attack move graphic. There it is. I would like to be invisible until didn't realize reparent was a function. Oops. Okay, so, yep. Okay, drink some potions, and then we can just throw them on the ground. Grab a sword. Carving up 5 XP. Okay, I do want to have... I didn't set it for stage 1, but I do kind of regret not having like a character stats window so that I can watch my numbers go up, because that's a big deal. Okay, we're fighting a bunch of slimes. Can I make this bigger? Stamina. I was thinking about adding a thirst bar. I'm not 100% sold that that's a good idea, but I was thinking about it. We've got healing potions, and I plan on implementing more potions. I would not mind if the game actually rewarded you for drinking potions. Above and beyond just like, you drank a potion, so you're healed. I think that's got the potential to be interesting. I should set this up so that if a monster attacks you, and you're not targeting anything, you automatically target it back. I should make a note of that. Hold on, I can't pause, but I can pull out this. Notes. Oh wait, I already have a note. Basic plan. I already forgot. To do if a mob attacks you and you're not targeting anything, auto target it. Unless passive mode, maybe. We should have the option of like automatically target the next thing. Okay. Did I lose my sword? Have I just been fighting without a sword this whole time? Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. Oh no, something is wrong. I don't like it. I don't like it. Why is that there? Oh, the bats drop potions. Okay, that's working. That's fine. I don't like how cursed this is. Something is very wrong. We will diagnose it later. All right. Okay, if I do this, like, so this is just hella cursed. Why am I trying to use this and not get it? Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. Put this over here. We gotta eat our bread. Okay. We'll figure that out. That's not... How am I healing so much? I guess I shouldn't be too mad. because this is all placeholder whatevers. But so I was expecting I would not have enough healing potions, and I apparently have too many healing potions. Also, I thought the healing ticks was every 15 seconds, not every second. Is what it seems like. The regen ticks are way too often. That is not correct. I think there's something wrong with the swap. I had a suspicion that this was going to happen, but I didn't think it would manifest like this. But there was like, if I swap in a certain direction, I'll end up swapping a null item if I do something wrong. And I had a suspicion that there was more to that bug. All right. Gotta fix that. Uh-oh. I feel like this game would be better if it was zoomed in a little more, but I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I just want to zoom in the view. That should be easy, shouldn't it? Shouldn't I just be like, I go to the camera, which is attached to the player, and I say, zoom in a little. Like 25%. I'm almost spent. Why is my stamina drained? Am I really going through food that fast? End of the line. All right, I should be able to just drop that and pull out a new one. This is wrong. How did that even happen? I have a suspicion that that was on the ground and it got pulled into my inventory. That's it. That was it. We did a basic testable dungeon. I am going to fix all of this offline. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Stage 2, I got brainstorming to do. I think what I'm going to do, though, is one of the first things I would like to do is give myself a few more elements to level build with. So I'm going to implement water, which is like a block you can see through, but you can't walk on. I don't know how easy that is to do because The currently the vision of the game is if you can collide with it, then you can't see through it. I don't know. I think there's a way to say you can't collide through this, but you can see through it. I just don't know off the top of my head how to do that. That's probably easy to do. I would like to add different weapons. So just basic sword, better sword, best sword. And then I want to add a basic attack spell. And then polish the crap out of this thing. Yeah. I want it to feel better to play. And I definitely gave myself some things that got skipped, like add attack animations and blood splatters and then sound effects. Torch needs state. We have that. We did that already. I actually have these animations. Make the label box better. Think about just not having an RPC handler. That was a nice thought. Move the inventory slot synchronizer to the inventory component. What was that? Did I do that already? Let's see, that is a component. That's a subcomponent. Yeah, here it is. Okay, inventory slot synchronizer. What was I thinking? Move the inventory slot synchronizer to the inventory component. Also make the inventory slot not a node. Make it nothing. I don't know why I made it a scene. That is something that I had planned and then didn't do. Because we could, if I move this to the inventory component and then we go to the synchronizer and we say, for each inventory slot, add it to this synchronizer as a property to track. I think, oh, I remember. There was a blocker because, like, I don't think there's a way, if I were to track these as in an array, I don't think there's a way for the synchronizer to listen to changes made to the array. It'll listen to if the array itself is changed, but if the values of the array are changed, no. That's why this is a scene. But having one inventory slot synchronizer instead of 12 for each inventory. Let's go to the inventory component and just look. Just look. We've got this inventory component. This is actually a scene. I can look at it in here. Okay, it's nothing. It's a pretty useless scene. We've got item slots. Could I, this might be really dumb, but could I have the array of item slots? Oh no, we can't. But we could write our own getter and setter function, and then we create an item slot string. And the string just serializes the names of every single thing in the item slots. And then we just synchronize the string. And then we don't need the inventory slot components. Or we don't need the scene anymore. That strikes me as less efficient than currently doing. Because every time we update the inventory, we have to send the entire string. How is that an improvement? That's not an improvement. Let me just, before we head out, Godot multiplayer synchronizer, variable number of variables. You can synchronize a single array or dictionary. Synchronizers often only trigger sync when the entire collection reference is replaced, not when a single element inside is modified. To force a sync after modifying a value, you can reassign the dictionary to itself. I mean, that could work. Assign it to itself to force a synchronizer update. Isn't there a multiplayer synchronizer function like force update? Maybe not, but that works. I mean, I would much rather use an array and then just force the update every time by using a getter. That would be easier, but that's also refactoring that doesn't really accomplish much. So I'm not sure we can sit on that. Refactor the think components to be processed by think handler. Yeah, that's a good idea. Refactor all items. The message that is RPC doesn't work if the item is in a bag. Oh. Yeah. Refactor torch to bring its own point light 2D. I think I did that. Spawn items, models, and mechanisms using scene collections rather than atlas tiles. I think this is something that I should keep in my pocket for the next game jam when I make another game. But for this one, it's too late. Using scene collections, though, is more scalable because when I'm doing things through this, I have to manually curate this graphic, and if I have 1,000 items, this graphic is going to be nonsense huge, and that's just stupid. Whereas doing things through scene tiles, I just get a list, which also isn't very scalable if I have 1,000 things in it, because I don't think there's a way to search. But at least I don't have to manage this stupid honking huge graphic. Although I could also, this doesn't have to be in a single graphic. I could just have multiple. I would just need to update the item spawn helper to account for the fact. Because that changes, I think, this ID. No, that's not the case, is it? If I add this twice, stage 1, I don't know, let's add this. Yes. This is ID 1, this is ID 2. When we are in our item spawn helper, we just need to keep track of which ID we're talking about. And then the problem goes away. Right now, this just takes an atlas param. We should also include the atlas ID. Get item data. Wow, that search, that was a scary search. I do want this item. Item map is a tile. Get used cells by IDs. I think this is... This is what I care about. How does this... Okay, you return the position of all cells containing a tile. But I'm not getting the tile. How do I get the tile when I have that? Get chords for body? Like, I see that there's this get used cells by ID. And I can pass in the vector 2i. And do I get the ID? Tile data runtime update. Update cells? Get cell atlas. Get cell source ID. Okay, yeah, this is the function. What is this? Oh, this gets the atlas chords of the tile at coordinate. Ugh. The word chord is getting overused. But for this, we can enhance this function by just saying item map dot get cell atlas chords. Oh. Item map dot get cell source ID item. And then we go into the item spawn helper. ID param. We should get a lot of 2s. Yeah, okay. That's fine. We can sort that out in the future, but for now, I declare that we're good. And we'll do the same for mobs and mechanisms too. Although I don't expect to have that many mobs, and I don't expect to have that many mechanisms. We need to add the other thing. Let me just add. No. This is a stage 2 thing. We're gonna add decoratives. I want to have like boxes and stuff that you can't walk through. You can't do anything with. They just exist to be there. Yeah, I need to figure this out. Get rid of get node. Replace with object handler calls. Ugh, no. Or wait. No. No. Yeah, oh, that's commented out. Yeah, why am I doing this here? Is this the ready function? I probably was doing it with the object handler, and it wasn't working because the object handler is not functional yet at this time. No. This could be object handler dot. Parent. And then this is happening in ready, so that could be what it be. What? Oh, no, yeah, that's fine. This is all fine. State component. Wow, I've got quite a few of these. Did I delete? But I even did it the right way up here. Well, let me try running and see if I made a mistake. All right, we're just gonna go. No, you can't stop me. I mean, everything is working as it should be. I should re-enable being able to use. Okay. All right, I got 6,000 things chasing me, and I like it that way. I don't like this. That's okay, though. I think this is working. I will finish doing all of this offline. Clean up all of these nodes. Figure out... This I'll do on stream, but this one I will debug off stream. And then... Day 9, wow. That's an old one. Whoa, resources, we already did that. Yeah. All right. So for the remaining days, I'm probably going to be streaming Dungeon Master. And then next week or at some point, we'll do stage 2. I don't have it planned out yet, so I'm not ready to get into it, but we'll get there. Anyway, stage 1. And we got it done before the end of the month, so I'm feeling confident. That is it for me. I'm going to head out. Thanks, folks, for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope your game dev is going well. Hope you're having a lot of fun. Hope things are going well. See you all next time.